The iconic Capitol Plaza Hotel here in Frankfort will soon have a new look as new developers are planning to revitalize the area. 3 developers announced their agreement to purchase the hotel Thursday afternoon, with plans for major renovation to follow.
Hundreds of thousands have walked through these doors. There has never been a better time to invest in the capital city.
Beyond completion, this iconic landmark will include expanded conference rooms, updated guest rooms, a new family-focused restaurant, and more.
You've got 800,000 people at one distillery a mile down the road from out of state. We just think with that sort of attraction, we can fill this hotel and fill that downtown area with people out spending money in the community.
The transformation plans to extend far beyond the aesthetics of the facility, but become a hotspot in the community where people visit often rather than just staying for a night.
We want people to be able to come here and spend time, whether it's to spend a week and tour all the distilleries or whether it's come for dinner.
All while continuing to hold the historic charm that Kentuckians know and love. These developers say that the community is thankful for this new change, welcoming the new developments with open arms. In Frankfort, Lucy Bryson, WKYT.